What's up, YouTube? It's Christopher. Got a good one for you today. This is my welcome back video. It's been a while since I've posted something, and I apologize for that. I want to say thank you right off the bat to every one of you that has sent a message asking if I was okay, because it's been so long since I put a video out that there's quite a few of you out there that were concerned, and I really, really appreciate that, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart that you guys were actually concerned about my well-being. But I am good. I'm in good health. I need to drop a pound or two, maybe 3. But other than that, everything's good health-wise. I hope you guys had a good holiday, good New Year's. As of recording this video, it's January 3rd or 4th, I think. I think it's the 4th. And it's 2022, and that's crazy. But we have a brand new guitar company that just came out about a month, maybe 2 months ago. They're called Latitude Guitars, as you've seen in the title of the video. And this is my first Latitude guitar. I will say right off the bat that this guitar was given to me by Latitude for the purposes of doing this video. And they're going to let me keep it, which is fairly awesome. And I'm stoked that I get to keep this because this guitar is a very good platform. We'll go over the ins and outs of my actual opinion of the guitar in a little bit. First, we're going to look at the quick ins and outs of the guitar, and we're going to hear some tones, and we're going to let you guys check this guitar out properly. It's pretty awesome. I dig it. It does have some shortcomings, and we'll go over those. But here's a quick close look up of this guitar. So I got they call this black. It's clearly a gray burst. It's absolutely beautiful, in my opinion. Good top on it. It's not a top, it's a veneer, I should say. So a little flame maple veneer on top of a mahogany body. And here you go. It looks pretty spiffy. Gold hardware, gold pickups. It's got amazing Ert-like frets. I hate to say that and compare it, but Ert really changed the game with frets, in my opinion. And these are on par. You can see they're nice and round on the ends. They're even. It's a rosewood fretboard. You can see it's got the block-ish inlays. Here's the headstock. It's got a nice, kind of like a, almost like a crown type of a headstock on there. The Latitude, we got gold hardware throughout. They're non-locking tuners. Black finish in the back. This is a nice C-shaped neck. Here's the back. As you can see in that glare there, that's one of the shortcomings of this guitar, is the finishing on it has a lot of surface swirling. Lots of surface swirling. So throughout the guitar, you'll see those swirls. And you can see them in that reflection of that light right there. And it's aggressive. So you're not getting a super duper smooth finish. Got a nice output jack there. It's a bound body. You can see there's a white binding all the way around. You got your gold speed knobs on there. There's your pickup height and everything. This has an excellent bridge on it. It's got a roller bridge on there, which came standard, which is really great. I haven't changed anything hardware-wise on this guitar, but I plan to, and I'll tell you why after. But here's the action I was able to get, nice and low, no buzzing, or minimal buzzing, I will say. But overall, this is a fantastically built guitar, and I'm going to get right into my main gripe that I had with this guitar when I got it out of the box. This nut was cut terribly. I had to cut, and you can actually see here how deep into that nut that string is now. The string was on the top of that nut, so you can see I had to cut a lot of that nut or file a lot of that nut slot down for those strings to sit at the correct height so that I would have a good proper height off of that first fret and have the guitar play in tune. So, you know, I did have to do a significant amount of work to this thing to make it really, truly playable. You could play it as it was sent to me, but it's not going to be the most comfortable guitar in the world. So I did have to put hands on this thing. And I've been talking now for about 5.5 minutes. I apologize. First thing I'm going to give you guys is a dry, clean tone with no effects, because I know a lot of people like to complain when there's too many effects on a guitar. So here it is, just dry. We're going to go through the 3 pickups with a couple of chords and a little lead line. This is, of course, the bridge pickup. Here's the middle with the bridge and the neck pickup combined. And here's the neck pickup. Not too bad. Let's put a little bit of gain on here and a little bit of effects and see how that sounds. All right, so now we got a little bit of gain on here. This is my medium gain setting. Here's the middle setting. Neck pickup. Let's go to some high gain. All right, so here's some high gain tones that we're going to get into now. Here's the bridge pickup. Here's a middle position. Here's the neck position. There you go. Those are the tones. So my overall thoughts on this guitar and whether or not you should buy one is very much dependent on how confident you are on working with guitars, or having somebody you know that you can get to work on guitars, because this definitely needed to be worked on right out of the box. I will say though that I have had some communication with those guys at Latitude Guitars, and I let them know, you know, what I was doing to the nut. In fact, I was with one of their reps when I was fixing a nut on this guitar, and what I had to do got fed back to the boss at Latitude Guitars, and he took action immediately and went back to his factory and had his guys set up every guitar that they had in the factory still. And they went through their guitars, and they've corrected anything that I pointed out as flaws. So hopefully in the future, the guitars that you guys buy are going to have those fixes in them. Couple of things that I had to do. I had to obviously file the nut down. There was a high fret or two that I had to tap in. Other than that, I had to drop the action down a little bit on the bridge just for preferential stuff. And in doing so, I had to lower the pickups because the pickups were higher because of where the bridge was originally. So there's some setup work that needed to be done on this guitar. And it's not insignificant stuff. So if you're comfortable with doing that stuff, please buy one of these guitars, because I'll tell you what, the bones of this thing, it's built good. I have to say, the QC work on the fit of this guitar is fantastic. The finish, as I pointed out earlier, it's not buffed perfect. There are some swirl marks that are present throughout the finish. I don't know if you can see them on the top. Got some fingerprints up there, holy smokes. But you can definitely see there's some finishing swirls that's done during the buffing process. It's just not buffed smooth enough to a mirror finish. That doesn't bother me at all, because I'm going to play this guitar and I'm going to scratch it and I'm going to ding it and I don't care. You don't buy a cheap guitar to keep it pristine, if you know what I mean. The other thing that I found QC wise is there's a little tooling marks that you can feel on the top of this binding. On the sides it's nice and smooth. On the top you can feel some divots here and there. Nothing deep, just something that you can noticeably feel as you're moving your hand up and down the neck. The fretwork on the edges, they're flawless. There's, if you look, the frets finish well before the end of that binding. So there's no chance you're going to have a sharp fret sticking out. They're very, very nice frets, albeit there has been a couple frets that were high, but you can tap them down and it gets fixed. If you can't, I'm sure their return policy is fine. You can order these through their site. You can order them on Amazon, I believe, as well. Truss rod adjustment, I did have to make a little tweak because I put heavier gauge strings on this than what were on it from the factory. So I had to tweak the truss rod for that reason, and it adjusts beautifully. Very smooth. It works as it should. I have not opened up the electronics in this guitar, so I don't know what kind of pots are in here. I should have, but I didn't. I didn't open that up yet. These pickups, in my opinion, are okay. I personally am going to replace them. I'm glad to have this guitar. I bought some upgrades that I'm going to be throwing in this, of course, because I'm crazy like that. The bridge I won't change. The bridge is awesome. I love the roller bridge on this. It's really, really sturdy. It's very stable. The tuners I didn't care for. They slip a little bit too much for my liking. So I'm going to change those out for some locking tuners. I bought some Seymour Duncan pickups that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to put the Saturday night specials in there. I also, just because I've wanted to try this for a while, I bought a Mojo Tone Les Paul pre-wired setup that's going to go in here as well. So I'm going to be jacking this guitar up, and I will make a video for that as well so you can see it. Overall, I give this pretty high marks, especially from a company that's brand spanking new. They're going to work these kinks out, and I'll tell you, Tom is listening to his customers. So when you feed this stuff back to them, if you get a bad guitar and let them know, they will work with you. Latitude Guitars so far has been a very good company to deal with. Great guy, and Tom over there, he will hook you up if you have an issue with your guitar. So don't hesitate to contact them should you buy one of these guitars and there's something that you don't like about it. Personally, I think this is built great. I love the body. It's very comfortable. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's not super heavy. It's balanced pretty well. The neck doesn't dive. Overall, in general, it's a great guitar, especially for somebody like me who loves to mod their guitars out and do stuff to them. This is a great platform. If you want to throw your own pickups in there, change the hardware and electronics, do that sort of thing, if you're into that sort of stuff, this is a really good set of bones right here. Especially with those frets. They dress their frets. They're polished so wonderfully. I don't know if they're stainless steel. They feel smooth and buttery. And the test is to hang out on one fret and see if it gets scratchy. And I don't feel that happening. It's buttery smooth. So yeah, I don't know if they're stainless steel. I don't even know if they advertise them as stainless steel. I'm going to say they're probably not, but they're dressed and polished wonderfully. So check them out. This is Latitude Guitars. This is their LP model. I'm sure I'll have it in the description below, the actual specs. But there it is, Latitude. It's good to see you guys, YouTube. And I'll see you again very soon. I won't take that much of a break again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of each other. Be good. Happy New Year. Peace.